the reputation that the automotive industry might have had years ago, it's going away quickly. And I'm so grateful. And there's a ton of great dealers and groups out there who are helping make the industry what it is today.
Welcome to the Kain Friends podcast, sponsored by Rev Dojo. Our guest today is Kinsey Pridgen, president of the Haley Automotive Group, and they operate 11 dealerships across Richmond, Roanoke, and Farmville, Virginia. Their brands include Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Volvo, plus a standalone used car buying center, Haley Express. I'm going to bring Kinsey on with me. And Kinsey, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you would just take it away and introduce yourself to the audience and tell them about the Haley Automotive Group.
Absolutely, David. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So I'm a second generation dealer. Haley Automotive Group, like you said, is 11 dealerships, mainly in the Richmond area, but we're also in Farmville and Roanoke. So I started more in the accounting side of the business. In high school, I was working in the accounting office. My dad actually came through the industry through as a CPA. So he was a lot more accounting focused, pushed me that direction. Naturally, that is not my strong suit. I am definitely more of a people person, but it built a really great foundation for the business. Definitely learned a lot. I went to Wake Forest University, and after graduating, I came back into the business and was on the operations side. I actually was one of the first to go through our management and training program, something that is near and dear to my heart because I kind of helped build it. So we can talk about that at some point too. But that program lets people rotate through the business. We're really lucky. So all of our 9 dealerships in Richmond are within 25 minutes of each other. It creates a real opportunity to move people around and show people different sides of the business, different brands in the business. So, I rotated through service, parts, body shop, sales BDC, sales, F&I, that whole route. And then I was really interested in the digital side and our, digital presence. So went through that route and then kind of came back and focused on OEM relations. So yeah, I've kind of dabbled in a lot of different things in the company.
Good. It's as a dealer's kid, you are a dabbler. There's no question. I remember I've got 8 brothers and sisters, and we all grew up in our family business. And my dad never let us put a title on our business card because he said, today you might have to work in service, and then you're going to be in the parts department. And my wife and I were talking the other day. Some of our early dates were repossessing cars. Those are years ago, and I don't know why we didn't have a repo person, but I guess that was just something that did. And talking about romancing your future wife, and it must have worked. We've been married over 40 years now. So just out of curiosity, what's it like to do business with you guys? Because I was fortunate enough to see your commercials, and I love that tagline, yes, we do, which obviously is a tie back to your commitment to your customers.
Yeah, absolutely. It stems from the mentality of just saying yes to people whenever possible and doing everything you can for the customer. We really try to teach and empower our employees in service and in sales to make decisions that are the best for the customer. So giving them the tools they need to be able to make decisions on the spot that better the customer, I think is so important. We're also really big on training. So we're always constantly putting people through training, making sure we have the up-to-date tools. So when a customer comes in, they know that our employees are going to know what they're talking about, know how to help them, and they're going to get a better experience than someone down the road. I think that's really important.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about training. It sounds like that's one of the successes that you're pretty proud of. So You went through it, obviously. Tell us what goes into it.
The management and training program was started to bring people who weren't necessarily in the automotive industry already to show them the opportunity that it allows. So some of the things we look for are, business graduates who have not been in the business at all. And it gives them just like a whole view of what this industry brings, what it offers to people, and how incredible of a career you can build. So it's actually a salary position, and they rotate through every department in the dealership. And it's extremely customized to the person. I still manage it personally with another person on the team. But if, let's say, you're going through service and I can tell, you haven't quite picked up everything you need to as a service advisor, or you still need to learn warranty or a certain skill, we'll kind of elongate that department. So they'll stay in another 6 months, another year if they need to. So it really just depends on the person and working one-on-one with them. But we've had great success. And what it's created is a lot of really well-rounded managers. So managers who know every facet of the business and also have empathy for every different department. I remember as an advisor, I would always be like, parts will never answer the phone. Like, what are they doing? Why won't they answer? But then when you go back there, you realize the phones are ringing off the hook all day. So it just creates a level of empathy that I think just makes for better managers and happier customers.
Good. I thought there for a moment you were really going to give us a golden nugget and teach us how to get parts to answer the phone. Did you figure that out while you were back there?
You just go back there.
It is pretty remarkable. Well, my whole career, I've trained either at our family store or with my training company. And I used to say, phone training for the parts counter guy is pretty straightforward. You've got one level, which is parts, and then the advanced level, which is parts, please hold.
Yeah.
And so those are the only two real scripts that you need. But so if you look at the term that this has been there, one of the biggest challenges in automotive is just employee turnover. Is that one of the successes? Have you seen people staying longer? And, obviously you mentioned Wake Forest, you've got remarkable universities right there in Richmond, I'm sure all throughout Virginia. Are you finding that you're able to recruit, at that level differently because you do have that ongoing education?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. And a lot of times what we will do is use, like, the MITs love to help recruit. So
Yes.
they're very proud of their alma mater. So, we'll have the ones who went to CNU, go back to CNU and talk to people about what their experience is and what the program is that they're going through. We also work to get the MITs together a lot. So they might all be at different stores and in different departments, but they help each other so much. Yeah, and they are paired with an MIT mentor who is somebody who's gone through the program and is now either management or in a different position in the company. We pair them. So they have another resource of somebody who's gone through it and, knows how difficult certain departments can be. Or, the trickiest part is you're in a department, you're learning it, you start to feel confident and you get the ball rolling, you start hitting the KPIs you need to hit. And then we move you to another department and you're bottom of the totem pole. So they learn a lot about resiliency and yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good for you guys. So technology is obviously a big part of your all's operations. It's hard to get away from it.
Yeah.
We'll obviously be obligated to talk about AI and things of that nature. My guess is that it's somewhat second nature to you. I've got a few years on you, so it's probably something to where I have to learn a little bit better. But you would be a native AI user in my estimation. But beyond AI, and you can weave that into the dialogue, are there any other technologies or partners that you all work with that have contributed to your overall success?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of partners. I mean, any vendor that we work with, we make sure that they align with what our goals are and that we give them expectations of how we expect to succeed and what that looks like on their side too. We have some great ones. I mean, we're pretty bound closely with Cox Automotive. So we have like the IMS, their DMS, their CRM. And we do have a group support team that comes and sees us every quarter and has like an overview meeting with our whole corporate team and their team. And they actually have given us incredible support through a lot of different changes. Like we're just adding processing fees now to our website because we legally have to do that. And they've been a great support with that. So anything on the fly, they've been helpful. We have vendors who come in. So I do work with Kyle from Rev Dojo. He's the best. He has a great way of just communicating with all different levels of salespeople. he's going to connect with the guy who's been there for 20 years and is selling
Yeah.
20 cars a month. And same with the person who just walked in the door yesterday. So he does a great job of kind of breaking it down, keeping it exciting too. Because you tell salespeople
Yeah.
that sit in a room for 4 hours and they're all, tapping their toes like, oh man, but he keeps it fun and energetic. And it's been really helpful getting everyone, back to
Yeah.
the
He and I became friends several years ago. We were both working with a dealer group, and I was meeting with the general manager of the group, and I said, "We're so different. How do we merge? I mean, how do you do it?" And he's one of those. Kyle has such a good heart,
Oh yeah.
and he understands. And as you said, he'll keep poking until he's able to do a breakthrough with your employees. And he and I have talked about this concept of being an entertainer, someone who is a good trainer but is also entertaining. And when your employees, as you said, if you're walking around the room and you're watching your team members' heads nodding off,
Yeah.
you can almost give him a high sign and he'll fall on the floor or do something to kind of bring that energy level back up.
He's such a yes guy. I mean, he has connected me with so many people in the industry, as well as like every time I ask him, I'm like, can your company do this? He's like, yes, maybe. Like he's gonna make it happen, no matter what. Appreciate that.
He certainly does. So let's talk a little bit about the use of AI and what you as a business are grappling with respect to employees. I had a dealer client the other day that said one of their employees leveraged AI and they're not even sure if it's legal to use certain aspects of that. So what are you grappling with when you're starting to introduce those new tools and technologies?
Yeah, definitely. We have AI resources within a lot of our tools. So within our email system, we have Copilot that everybody has access to, and that's a secure network. So
Yeah.
It's okay if there's data and information because we know it's secure in those networks, but creating policies around it is really important so that everyone's on the same page of how it should be used. We use it in service, we use it in sales, we use it for service out of sales. We use it for vehicle descriptions. My managers use it to help them plan manager meetings. I mean, it's definitely ingrained in what we do.
Wow, that's impressive. So
Easy
you
though.
come across as someone who is polite, kind, enthusiastic. How do you hold people accountable? Because your demeanor doesn't seem like the old Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, tough manager. How do you get things done? Or maybe I'm misreading the real Kinsey Pridgen.
I think the organization that I work for, everybody is very professional, data driven, and wants to succeed and be the best. So we do it in a lot of different ways. We kind of use scorecards. We have way too many scorecards. We have an solution scorecard. We have a Viato scorecard. We have a scorecard for GM specifically. And I think the natural competition too, it helps drive so much. People don't want to be last on the scorecard or red on the scorecard. So it creates, if you're in this business, you're competitive. It's just the fact. And I think since our dealerships are fairly close together, we naturally are competitive with each other, but we're also partners. So it creates a good kind of group mentality. Everybody knows their numbers. Everybody knows what numbers they should be aiming for. And I think just holding people accountable so they know what they should be achieving.
Yeah, and a positive reinforcement. I mean, I was raised in an environment that basically was like, just do it. And then it shifted to what's in it for them. And so you had to learn to position things, and then it kind of moved towards this why would I want to do that, and what not only is what's in it for me, but basically if I'm going to do it, what's the outcome, and does this fit with my peer group, and you know, all those variances that we're having to work through the different generations. And as you mentioned, in your organization, it's got some age to it. So you've probably got some senior people and people who are just starting out. You have
Yep,
to learn to manage those different generations.
absolutely. We have a lot of tenure, and then we have a lot of, salespeople who didn't, like, COVID was all they knew, so it's just super different mentalities of the
Oh
business.
yeah.
But I think just mutual respect and understanding of, like, these are our goals. This is how we want to get you there. We have some pretty incredible managers who really take their job seriously and want to work with each person as an individual, not just how many sales do you have out? It's like, what's going on with you? Who are you? What motivates you? So that's really important.
That's good. And you mentioned you use the salary during the education elements. Um, Compensation has certainly been, one of those moving targets. And we've got variable that works off of the commission in so many organizations. You've got flat rate hours in the shop. Then you've got your hourly staff and things of that nature. Are you seeing any kind of movement? Are employees looking for stability with their comp plans? What's the latest?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the reason the MIT program has been so successful is because we tell people we're going to support you through this process. And we're
Yeah,
going to make sure that you're comfortable and can, if you're not stable and comfortable at home, you can't perform well in
yeah,
the business. It just doesn't add up. So we've seen a lot more people wanting to move to that kind of pay plan. We have a lot more product specialists that are 9 to 5 salary employees. And it really, like I said, it's all about the individual, because some of those product specialists do see commission plans and they say, I would love to move that direction. And
yeah.
we absolutely will give them that ability. But some want to stay product specialists their whole career, and that's great too. So I think it's just knowing what motivates that individual, because some people are really motivated by commission still. So yeah, it's just working with what people need in their life.
Yeah, my dad used to say, I would go to him and say, "Hey, Dad, I need to make more money." He goes, "Well, son, all those cars are sitting out there. All you got to do is sell more of them. You're going to be just fine." So if you look back to a younger self and you say, "When I started in the business, I wish I would have known this," what advice would you give to people who are starting out in the business?
Yeah, I think starting out in the MIT program was very humbling, like I said, because you get confident and then you're pushed back down to the bottom. So I think being resilient and consistent. So always, like, stick your head up. If you mess up something, just own it and move on. And consistency is everything. Just the more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. Um, and I think a strength that I naturally have is listening. And I do think that has helped me throughout my career, because I'm always trying to learn new information and actually listening to what people are telling me, what's working, what's not working. So I think just remembering that there's a long goal in this, there's a career path, and being aware of what other people are saying and thinking and feeling. And I think it helps.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be a great achievement if one day over at Wake Forest they've got the automotive leadership uh, career
Yeah,
path that you could sponsor? That would be really awesome. So,
we'll have to reach out.
uh, if there's a key takeaway, anything that you would like to leave the audience with, based on your own experience, tried and true strategies, what would you like to say?
Yeah. I think there's so much opportunity in this business, and there's a lot of professionals out there who maybe want to have a different path or learn something new. The automotive industry is the place to be. If you can build a career, you can meet incredible people and make a difference in your community, and with your families. I mean, there's so much opportunity. So I think the reputation that the automotive industry might have had years ago, it's going away quickly, and I'm so grateful. And there's a ton of great dealers and groups out there who are helping make the industry what it is today. So yeah, I'm just really proud to be part of this business, and I hope that we inspire some other people to maybe take a look and just see what they think about the industry.
That's really cool. So, Kinsey, I'll share this. So, my sister Vicky, who's the next oldest for me, now represents the state of Kentucky on the NADA board of directors. And my dad was in that role for like 23 years. You all obviously give back to your community, you give back to the industry. How important is that to you guys to be involved in the industry that you're part of?
Oh, it's so important. Yeah. We try to make sure that everything we're doing reflects giving back to Richmond, Farmville, Roanoke, and bigger organizations too. But we try to focus on things that are actually going to have real impact in our customers and employees' lives. I think it's great. I think it's what makes the industry so unique. It's because we are so committed to doing that and being a part of it.
No, there's no question. Well, Kinsey, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it, and certainly appreciate the fact that Kyle Disher from Rev Dojo recommended you as a guest on the podcast. And we'll go ahead and wrap up now. And I just want to say thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.